Yeah, it's that day.
Whether you're hiding from Monday or you're taking its warm embrace. Yeah, okay. Welcome into Coffee with Dubs.
Some days don't feel inspiring at all. Some days are just appointments, errands, quick walks, traffic lights, work schedules, and watching that clock while your creative brain sits in the background, tapping its foot impatiently like, dude, what about me? That's kind of where today landed. Started this morning off with some doctor appointments. Nothing dramatic, just one of those adult life maintenance days where you realize how much of growing up is managed by doing things before you head to work. After that, I got to take the dogs here to Corliss Waretown, where we get to do a little quick reset walk. Nothing huge, no deep wilderness journey this time, just enough fresh air to remind myself and the dogs that the world still exists outside of our house. And now it's time to head home, switch gears, and get ready for another work day. And honestly, that part of me is a little frustrated. Not because life is bad, not because work is bad, but because I haven't touched my art stuff in a couple days now, and that means no painting, no deep creative session, no diving into bolt voltage ideas, just life doing what life does during the work week, taking bites out of the clock until there's barely enough energy left to think straight. And I know I'm not the only person living with that tension right now, because there are so many people right now carrying dreams in one hand and responsibilities in the other. People trying to build something meaningful while still surviving everyday life. They're artists, parents, caregivers, workers, people with ideas that haven't had time to touch them in weeks because of exhaustion, and life keeps beating them to the finish line. And the dangerous thought starts creeping in eventually. If I'm not creating constantly, am I losing myself? But I don't think that's true anymore. I think there's a season for planting and a season for surviving. And surviving doesn't mean failing. See, we romanticize momentum online all the time. Everybody wants to talk about the grind, the hustle, the nonstop pursuit. Wake up at 4 a.m., build the empire. Sleep when you're dead. But real life is a lot messier than motivational quotes slapped on a Lamborghini picture. Sometimes progress looks like simply not quitting during the week where your energy belongs to the survival first. Sometimes the win is maintaining your responsibilities without letting your spirit completely harden in the process, because there's a huge difference between pausing and passion and abandoning it. One is temporary, the other is surrender. And I think a lot of people need to hear that right now. Just because your creativity has been quiet for a few days doesn't mean it died. Just because work takes priority during the week doesn't mean your dreams stop mattering. Just because life is demanding more time from you right now doesn't mean you're falling behind. It means you're living. And living takes energy. And something I'm learning in real time, I used to think every day needed to be producing something huge creatively, or I was wasting my time. But now, I'm starting to understand that maintaining stability is also part of the process. Keeping your bills paid, taking care of your health, showing up at work, walking the dogs, and handling the unglamorous parts of life. That stuff matters too. Because you can't build a meaningful creative life on top of complete collapse. And maybe that's where the balance comes back into the picture again. Not balance as perfection, balance as endurance. Learning how to keep your deeper passions alive quietly during seasons where responsibility is steering the wheel. Maybe your art project moves slower this week. Maybe your writing sits untouched for a couple days. Maybe your process and your progress is invisible for right now. That doesn't mean the fire went out. It just means that your life required your energy somewhere else for just a minute. And honestly, there's strength in continuing anyway. There is strength in waking up and handling responsibilities even when your heart wishes you were somewhere else creating. There's strength in protecting your dream long enough for you to return to it. And there's strength in understanding that consistency isn't always going to be loud. Sometimes it's simply refusing to give up yourself during those busy seasons. So, if you've been feeling disconnected from your passions lately because life is piling things onto your plate, don't mistake a temporary pause for permanent failure. The artist is still there. The writer's still chilling. The dream is still here and hopefully here. And you are still there. Right now we were surviving through the work week. And then we find out what opens back up and we create again. So I'll see you tomorrow for another creative session. Coffee with Dubs.